Hey, everybody. Welcome to Open the Gates. I'm your host, Matt Burke. And tonight we're going to be talking about JUDEX. It's a book you guys are going to really love. We're going to have on the creators tonight, Michael Odin and Neff. So if you guys could give a warm welcome. How's it going, guys?
What's up? How you doing? Glad to be here.
Thanks for
Good
coming.
evening.
Thank you, man. That wrangle you guys up. How's the day going? How's the weather over there? Well, I don't really know where you guys are at. I'm over here in Los Angeles, so
I'm in Virginia, and it was kind of rainy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
East Coast. Yep.
my wife and kids are over in West Virginia right now, actually.
Oh, nice.
Visiting, yeah. I had to drop them off at the airport yesterday. So that's interesting.
So what brewski are you drinking tonight?
Nothing special, just a little high life.
Fair enough.
Champagne
little
of
bait.
beers.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, I wanted to go to the beer store, but I kind of ran out of time today. So
These things happen.
yeah.
You make do with what you can.
Yeah, man. So what inspired you guys to create JUDEX?
So
You are the man behind the story. So
yeah. So I'm a huge fan of the Shadow. He's one of my favorite characters, and one of my periodical bouts of me researching when he goes into public domain, so I can drool over the potential of writing a Shadow story.
Hell yeah.
I found out about this character called JUDEX, who first appeared in a series of silent short films, serialized silent short films in 1916. That was potentially one of Walter B. Gibson's influences. And I looked up the character and I could see it like right away. And I looked into the character. He had these hypnotic abilities and everything like that. It was really cool stuff. But there was something missing from the character, from a design aspect and from a storytelling aspect. Like the original story was this much smaller scale, Count of Monte Cristo style revenge story about a man who is trying to bring this corrupt banker to justice because this banker financially ruined the main character's father. So as we were doing more research, Neff had pointed out, because I had been talking to him about this a little bit, Neff had pointed out that at one point, like during the Nazi occupation, JUDEX had actually been in France used to publish
Nice.
the Shadow stories. The French comic book company that was putting out the Shadow stories, they weren't calling it the Shadow, they were calling it JUDEX. And so it kind of created this meta narrative where I took this character and I made him this cultural defender of Paris during the 1940s occupation.
Oh, nice. That's brilliant.
And so I went in, and as I said, when you look at his design, you can see, like, obviously we've got that slouch cap and the cloak, and it's very iconic, and you definitely see where the inspiration for the Shadow and everything could conceivably come from with him. But with the bare face, there was an element missing. And so
Yeah.
even the Shadow has the scarf, right? To give it that air of mystery and that that mystique.
And the gigantic nose too, like the
100%.
artist,
Yeah, like there's all these elements that tie together that element of the cloak and the slouch cap and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so I decided to give him a carnival mask, and I drew up like a very rough sketch. Like I dabble in art, but I'm no professional. We had initially partnered with this different artist, and I had done up this original sketch, and I was like, make something like this, or like I wanted to make this carnival style mask that kind of works in the facade of the scales of justice.
Nice.
And I wanted him to have this special pistol, the special revolver that would be like his instrument of justice. And that's where everything really started. And about this point, I think I had a script written. This original artist had stated that he preferred me to write it kind of somewhat in prose. And so I had shared it with Neff, and he was pretty damn impressed. We had worked together previously.
Right.
Oh, well, we were still working together at that point. I was on draft, 4 of Miss?
Yeah. This is the original pinup.
Yeah.
That's fucking dope, dude, too. Like,
so as you can see,
both of them are... Yeah.
The original outline had like the scales for the
actual scales.
It's
it's funny.
Way more prominent here. Yeah.
It's funny you said that too, because like I pictured that, but for me, it was on top of the scales would be like the eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing is when we got Fabrizio, he kind of he took the design and made it his own as well, and
dope.
I think that it's even better because it's more subtle. So let's bring up. We've got them somewhere.
Yeah, I love the design of this character though, man. Yeah.
So we've got like you can kind of tell that like this fillery kind of makes that the scale shapes as it's going up, and then under the eyes, around the cheekbones, you've got the weights of the scale, and then the chain comes down and creates that X, which creates the which like outlines the symmetry, but it also again acts as both like the chain part of the scale as well as I feel also somewhat informing the scale shape as well. Like
I mean, we kept the scales underneath the eyes, but the chain works much better as an X. X is a better design choice than the Y, which, I mean, when you take different angles, the Y doesn't necessarily look as good as the X. X is just a stronger symbol.
Yeah,
I think that the cheekbones really pops. Like that's something very creative. Like from a visual standpoint, you don't really see characters with that. You know what I mean? On like in superhero, like the only thing I really see something more like to that would be like in wrestling, like war paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the cheekbones are definitely a part of the design, as you can see here. And they pop off right underneath the eyes.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's badass, dude. And that's on the campaign too, huh?
I cannot wait to get my mask.
These are available on the campaign.
Howdy, y'all.
I cannot wait, Neff. I'm going to wear that mask all over the damn place. You have no idea. I'm probably getting in trouble. I'll wear it into work one day. It'll be good.
Love the gun, man. Love what you guys did with the gun, the design. What's that? That's actual justice. Oh man.
Yeah. So it's modeled after the Peacemaker, and the way that the story behind this weapon is called the Veuve or the Widow. It's made from the blade of the guillotine from the French Revolution.
Oh, nice.
You always leave that little last part out when you say the guillotine. It's the guillotine that sliced off the head of the tyrant during the French Revolution.
It cut the heads off of multiple tyrants.
There you go.
Louis, it cut off Marie Antoinette. It cut off
guillotine, Pierre. Not a guillotine. Yeah,
the guillotine.
Love that, man. You're tying in all the French, history. I mean, or you can call it lore, in your world too as well.
That's kind of my whole thing. I'm a huge stickler for historical authenticity, and French history and culture is something that I have a very big appreciation for.
Me too.
I have a Napoleon show that I do on I was about to say Tuesdays, but Aldous had to change it again. So we're on Mondays now.
Oh, that's cool.
Every few weeks, I'll get a message being like, "Hey, Jeremy's changed his show. We've got to change it. We've got to change Vive l'Empereur to another day." I go, "Okay."
Sounds like me. I do the same thing with Brian. We have a horror movie club, and I'm working a new job now. Can we do this? It happens. That's awesome, though, man. I love the way you're incorporating the different.
Oh yeah.
From
if you're
history into the
if you're a fan of French culture and history, let me tell you, man, there are so many
miracles.
Easter eggs.
The Court of Miracles.
The Court of Miracles, which is his effectively his bat cave. It's I call it the hub of the mystic, and it's this underground catacomb filled with artifacts of Parisian and French culture. So you've got the sword of D'Artagnan, the letters of Cyrano de Bergerac, the iron mask, the Phantom's music box, the chandelier from the French opera house as well. All of these things are just
What's his throw rug?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't got.
You should make it. And I heard you speaking of this on another stream. Should be the Beast.
Oh. That would be fun.
It'd be out of character, but it's a little. That would be a little too. Fantastical. Your books are a little more grounded.
The Beast.
Yep.
Fantastical is not out of our wheelhouse at all.
You want to see a page of the book that no one's seen yet?
Hell, yeah.
Which did Fabrizio just turn in another page and I just didn't see it?
No, I'm going to show him part of the. Here, I'll show him.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I really love the pulp era. My grandpa got me into that stuff as a young kid.
Corey Barton joins us in the chat, by the way, and he says, "I've had to watch this Napoleon show." Corey, you come in the last 2 minutes and we cut you off and leave. You're our curtain call, bruh.
It's okay, Corey. I've had to watch it too. It's it's a trial. We all endure it at some point and sit in the chat. And,
I'm sure you're ready for the movie, man.
Adam from the Peanut Gallery. So this is a page really far towards the end of the book, and in it you can see him looking. You can see JUDEX looking at a tapestry.
Oh, nice.
And this is the Apocalypse Tapestry.
Beautiful.
And so the Apocalypse Tapestry is actually a real tapestry, part of French culture, obviously, which shows scenes from biblical and fantastic designs of angels and the end of the world and all of that. So we decided to stick it down there in the Court of Miracles as a way for JUDEX to kind of use his prophetic visions to see and interpret the signs of what's going on in these panels as France is on the cusp of annihilation. So, once again, it's just more French stuff that we put into the story.
I'm a little French. I'm a little French myself. On both. I'm my grandma, Chamberlain. That's her last name. I'm Norman a little bit.
There's even we used the Cassini map, and there's a map on the campaign page that we use to map out the stretch goals as we go on the journey around France. If you look at the bottom of the campaign page, and so the Cassini map kind of details. It's the first comprehensive map of France and Paris specifically.
Oh, hell yeah.
And so that's down in his catacombs also, and he uses that to just sort of look over the city of Paris and plan where he needs to go. So it's fun to have the opportunity to, when in need, throw something French in there to fill the void. And if he needs a thing, there's always this cool cultural element that I can turn to Owen and be like, hey, we need a this or that. What can we use? Right. And so we sit down and we start banging on the keyboard looking for some sort of French artifact to fill the void.
Pour some more much, dude. It's weird because France has it's so rich. You know what I mean? Oh. Even going back to the Franks, you could use all that, and the stuff.
100%. We definitely need to throw some Charlemagne relics in there at some point.
Yeah, and you could literally just have the whole book. Obviously, he could venture out, but say you guys do 200 issues or something, you could have 200 issues in France. There's just so much It's so rich with
so
culture
that's the
and
thing, man. Is this character he's tied to Paris's cultural heartbeat. Like, he does not leave Paris. But like, we have some, like, we're setting up. This story is like its own singular thing, but at the end we kind of set up an overarching storyline involving this antagonist, Ritter von Wotan, who is a German occult hunter and is a member of the Teutonic Order of Knights.
Oh, okay.
And like, he's looking for a specific relic that may or may not be in the Court of Miracles. And so he is being put on a direct trajectory to collide with Judex at some point.
So, Odin, what are we looking at here? I know that's the Sword of D'Artagnan on the left.
This is the one I was talking about. So, like, we've got the Sword of D'Artagnan here at the left. The second one are the love letters of Cyrano de Bergerac. That's the Iron Mask. That's the Phantom's music box.
Right. And I love the narration on this page. Do you hear your city weep for you? It weeps from the fatal blow you have dealt it. But if Paris is to die from her wounds, it will be no meek diminuendo, but a final surge upon the stage, an inferno fitting the legacy she has brought upon the world. Do you hear it too, I wonder? I mean, I love that dialogue. It's so good.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
It's a blast. Like, it's a really fun read, I think. And Neff and I think I did a pretty solid job with the initial draft. But when Neff and I came together and worked on this script became the best version of itself. Like, it's really freaking good.
Yeah, Odin put together the whole story. So this policeman right here that you can see, this is Javert. He's joined. Is it the Wehrmacht?
He's a Vichy police officer. So right. He's part of the French. He's part of the new French government under the Nazi occupation, and he's working alongside the Nazis.
And so he's a turncoat, basically. He's turned in his own people, and he's now turned his back on France. So Judex shows up here, and he's got this coin, Le Marion. We'll talk about that in a second. It's kind of like his calling card, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
And he shows up to talk to Javert, and he hypnotizes the Nazis with the coin trick. And he says, "Worry not, Officer Javert. This trick is not meant for your mind. Remains your own for now. This performance is for them." And he says, "Though you must still pay the price of admission," which is Le Marion coin. And then he smokes all the Nazis because
nice.
he wants to have a moment alone with Javert to talk to him about what he's done. Because this story isn't just about Judex fighting Nazis in Paris. It's about how French culture is imperiled both by the actions of the Nazis and the inactions or the betrayals of her citizenry. And so in a way, it takes on this V for Vendetta-like motif, where Judex is trying to rally people to his cause to take back the city from those who would diminish its culture and who would grind it under, the boot of oppression. So in a way, there are, some parallels between what we're experiencing with American culture and what in the book is being portrayed as happening to French culture. Yeah. So I think that part of this really stands out from the shadowy specter of justice that comes and visits righteous vengeance upon the wicked. There's more to it than just shooting people in the face. There's like a real introspection into the lives and motivations behind under the people who have made these decisions. So I think that's kind of cool.
It's a good reflection on the times too, so it's still relevant in that way. But then it's doing a lot, it's checking a lot of boxes, for me. Yep. I can't wait to get it. I haven't backed it yet, but I do plan on doing it. Red dress.
Will there be any curly mustaches? Not in this book, but I promise you we will have somebody with a curly mustache at some point.
Twirl his little mustache.
Twirling a stash. So I got to ask you guys, you got a favorite metal band?
Oh, that's not fair.
How about favorite right now? Because I was actually just talking to Shelby yesterday. And he was wearing his Gojira shirt.
From France?
I was like,
France
Gojira, too? Yeah. What's that?
And they're from France?
Yeah. Oh, hey, that I didn't know. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah, that ties in perfectly. So I started listening to some Gojira because I was talking to Shelby. He had me listen to the Live at Red Rocks concert.
Oh shit, I haven't heard that.
Man, that's incredible. Because I
They're
got on
heavy, dude.
Yeah, I got on back with From Mars to Sirius.
That's my favorite album.
Like they blew up, dude.
Favorite album.
Global Warming. That song with all the guitars in Global Warming are so good. But
man.
yeah, like so I got on then and like listening to Live from Red Rock was just a real throwback to a great performance from them. So for right now, I gotta say I'm gonna go with Gojira as my favorite metal band.
Oh hell yeah, man, they're solid. What about you, Odin?
All right, so it depends. So I'm gonna give you 3. I grew up like I had two older brothers when I was growing up, and they got me into Metallica super early.
Yeah,
so Metallica is always going to be in that list.
Me too, man. And Pantera. My sister did actually.
We Came as Romans, specifically for their first album.
Of course, because they're Romans.
That's actually not how I found them. Their first album came out when I was in high school, and I was that dipshit kid that was like, "Oh, band T-shirts are really cool." And I went and I found one of their band T-shirts was freaking awesome, and so I got that. And that was the same way I found this other band, Fall of Troy, also fantastic. Oh, wow. They're more like alt metal. But like FCP Remix is probably one of my favorite jams. It's great.
Hell yeah, man. I know Cataclysm put out a Romulus album too. I mean, there's a lot of historical, like there's a lot of bands that do history in metal. It just, they fucking go together. History is metal.
Does Sabaton count as metal?
Fuck yeah. I mean, from the songs I've heard, and for me, I'm a metal stan. I'm kind of a metal whore. So I just like all styles of metal for the most part,
If we're going to talk about metal that hits all the notes, I gotta put a second place finish right now to Sabaton because I love listening to the stories in the songs that they have. Remember that castle, the siege of that castle with Jenny at the gates, that whole thing that you did the paper on, Odin.
Check it out. Everyone's telling me to check them out.
What was that called? That battle? I don't remember.
That was Battle for Castle Itter.
That's it. Yeah, dude. The story behind that is absolutely bonkers.
Dude, we're going to make that comic one day.
We are.
I'm definitely going to do that shit one day.
And I would never have known about that. I never have known about that if it weren't for Sabaton. They really pick up on some great stories from World War II and from other conflicts around the world. They like spotlight them, and they're very inspiring. So definitely checking out Sabaton, right?
Yep. I haven't checked them out yet. I've only heard like a couple of their songs, and I was like, ooh, I like this guy's vocals. He's got some power in there, and it sounds catchy at the same time. So right here you have a crossover with
Black
Terror.
Yeah, so it's a really cool story. Of course, you got Black Terror down here, and you got JUDEX, and you've got, I think his name is Victor von Blood.
Something like that.
He is a Nazi necromancer. So he's a crazy scientist / occult necromancer.
Oh, man.
And he comes to France to resurrect this coven of sexy vampires, and I absolutely adore what Monica did with these vampires. Look at the eyelashes; they're so great.
Good. Yeah, man, so fun.
What was the name of the? It's Les Vampires, right?
Les Vampires. Yeah.
Les Vampires.
Yeah, and that's actually what the guy who did Judex, I'm trying to pop open
one of the directors of Judex was also the person that directed Les Vampires, and there's this very iconic scene of this ballet dancer performing this number as a vampire bat that's in like cinematic history. And so
as
I
you can see,
make the vampires look like that as an homage.
Yeah, we got like the weird bat costume and everything, and then she cut a booby hole because we wanted to update it a little bit, and she gave him a little bit more anime features and some really adorable eyelashes. So Monica did a great job, kind of like updating the design for the vampires. And so then it's just Judex meets Black Terror. They're trying to stop Victor von Blood. And they have to stop the vampires, and it's just a fun, based vampire. It's just a fun story. Vaughn wrote a great script. There's a lot of
you got a little bit of fantastical shit in there, a little bit, or he could dabble. He could, he could have some fun. What about the beast? You guys aren't using the beast, the other beast, right? Have you ever done?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Well, I got it in my next book. Later on. I'm sure if we use him, he'll be different no matter what.
Real quick, I've got to address Avale Music is making my day because they are literally like in my life, I have only met 2 or 3 other people that know who Fall of Troy is. And so the fact that he's like, oh man, Doppelganger is the shit and Phantom Horizon. I was like,
I've heard of Fall of Troy before.
Captain Finity, it's in 1941.
Yes, it takes place a year after the following year of the Nazi occupation.
We couldn't show you the first page of the comic art because
who's your artist?
Because we can't. This is Fabrizio Ugolini is the main artist on the comic. We couldn't show you the first page of the comic because it opens up on a big Nazi flag hanging over the skyline of Paris. But it's a 1941. It's actually the second page right here. We still got the Nazi swastika in there. This is why we're shadow banned, I swear.
This is it. This is what did us in.
We can't but they're on every page. The armbands and everything, they're everywhere. Like we couldn't get away from it. Look, it's right there. See? Yeah. But we got in trouble with Indiegogo for it.
What inspired you guys to go with black and white instead of color? I'm just curious.
I think Odin wanted to stay true to the spirit of the original black and white film, and do like the grainy element to capture Judex's original appearance in the black and white serial. But also, I think he's got this really neat idea about justice having black and white sides and gray tones in the middle,
balance
it
suss
plays
out
into the morality tale.
So like it just kind of made sense.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. I just had to ask just on general principle. I'm gonna do black and white probably for every book that I create going forward. It just
that's great. There needs to be more of them. There's actually there is a pretty sizable market for people that I've noticed. Even on this campaign, when people saw the Judex Black Terror book, we had 5 people in the chat on one of our streams who were like, "Is this going to be available in black and white too?" I was
right.
I might be able to do that. We'll see. We'll see what the printing cost would be.
I think it's cool. You do your book in black and white, and then maybe have a black and white cover, and then maybe an alternate cover. So, if it's a new IP, you kind of show the costume, what the colors kind of look like. That way, when they're reading it, it populates in the head.
Something like this.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like this right here, yeah.
Yep.
It's another shadow homage.
That's awesome, man. And I love how you gave him a Colt too. So he's got a cowboy gun. It was modified, or it was designed inspired by a cowboy gun, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, the Peacemaker.
Yep.
And then there's this. I'm really excited for this. I don't think anyone's as excited for this as I am. And I'm a nerd with cover finishes and shit like that. So this is Russ Leach is the artist, and the bright white treatment is glow in the dark.
Oh,
so
nice.
It'll glow like that eerie white / greenish white under, in the dark. And then the Eiffel Tower itself is a spot gloss laminate on the matte black finish. So it is textured and it stands up because it's shiny and the background is matte. And then JUDEX himself glows, and the glow in the dark hits the Eiffel Tower just a little bit. So it kind of glistens. It's just like a really cool, it was a little expensive, but I thought that the finish was really dope, so we had to go with it. And of course, this is hollow foil. So that's going to be nice and shiny, the Virgin.
I did not know that the Irwin J. Rosa was hollow foil.
Oh, yeah, it's totally hollow.
And it's literally written there on the campaign, and I feel like a complete badass.
Virgin hollow foil.
And you said JUDEX has some sort of telepathic powers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's got. So the great thing about JUDEX is he's bullshit. He's whatever we need him to do, and we kind of justify it by him having access to these weird mystical artifacts. So you notice that he hypnotized the Nazis, right? So he's got like this hypnotic, and that harkens back to the original story. We have like this mesmerism element, but like his mask allows him to like peer into the souls of the people he's got beneath his gaze of justice, and the cloak of midnight allows him to like melt into the shadows and become insubstantial and stuff like that. And the Widow has as many bullets as it needs to render justice. So it's like Odin likes to say, it's the unlimited ammo cheat, but at the same time,
it makes
if
sense.
a person underneath it's, like who he's bearing down on, if they're not guilty, the Widow doesn't have a bullet for them.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like it's a great way to like pull that little reversal too.
That's cool, man. Like like for me, I wouldn't even need none of that. It's just he simply is, and like, but the fact that you guys do it and you still don't give too much away.
Oh yeah, we don't explain any of this shit. I'm just
but
telling you.
But I mean, it's still there. You know what I mean? And there that you had all that. That's fucking awesome, man.
Yep.
I love all the.
He might need to do other things in the future, so we might introduce other things that he pulls out in order to do stuff. I think he does grab the sword of D'Artagnan at some point and start laying the smack down with it. The righteous vengeance of that blade. Yeah.
Carve a D into a motherfucker's forehead real quick.
Yeah, right. D. JUDEX giving him the D.
Or give him the J. You want a J? No. Yeah, you guys got a favorite movie?
Oh man,
favorite movie? Like it. Shit.
You got to pick one. Just one movie.
Okay, so asshole. I watched Ocean's 11 today. Okay. It's not necessarily my favorite, but I watched it today and I was seriously impressed with the camera work and editing. And I watched it because I'm trying to like expose myself to a lot of ensemble pieces right now, like just a lot of ensemble movies to watch the character dynamics, because I'm working on a script with an ensemble cast.
Right.
For,
what are they doing?
For a different project. I'm working on the next Mavericks, and there's a team, right? So it's an ensemble, driven story. So I'm really trying to get character interaction and character dynamics. And I gotta say, Oceans was fantastic. All 11 people, all very distinct narrative voices, all of them just merging together to pull that off in very unexpected but very enjoyable ways. I really had a fun time watching that.
Hell yeah. What about you, Odin? You got a favorite movie?
You were killing me.
I tried to buy you time, my brother. I tried.
Look, this is what you have to understand. That what you have to understand is, prior to me writing comics, you want to know what I did? I was a freelance industry journalist. I specialized in writing reviews for comics and film.
Awesome.
So you asking me, hey, what's your favorite movie, is like,
You do 1 or 3 movies. That's what I would say. Pick 1 or 3.
All right.
If it's too hard.
If I'm
So
going,
Odin's favorite movie is Troy with
I
Brad
will murder
Pitt.
you.
You probably hate that movie, huh?
You have no idea.
Yeah? Okay. I had a weird feeling.
If you want a fun watch, Matt, go to the Red Valkyrie channel and find the Writing Pros episode with me and Michael Bancroft, where we first met.
Oh, okay.
Michael Bancroft set me on a Troy rant and put his character icon to Brad Pitt's Achilles just to piss me off. We've been friends ever since. But anyways, all right. So if I'm going 3, Citizen Kane, Lord of the Rings film trilogy. I count that as one film because it's an entire experience.
What about the Hobbits? Oh wait, sorry, I don't want to turn into Bancroft.
I actually thought that the first Hobbit was fine. The other two,
love the Hobbit movies. I don't care.
I think that people complained about the first Hobbit movie because it wasn't Lord of the Rings, and I was like, well, fun fact: if you've read The Hobbit, it's nothing like Lord of the Rings. It's a completely different vibe. Written for a completely different audience as well.
Right.
And then the third one, 1994, The Shadow, Alec Baldwin.
Love that one. Yeah, I got that one on.
It's my guilty. It is a movie that I can watch over and over and over again. Honorable mention also goes to 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas.
Yes, dude, I just watched that again. So fucking good.
Herger the Joyful is the most quotable movie character of all time. Fight me.
One of the best Viking movies ever made, dude. If you ask a lot of people, they put that one and The Northman. Those are the two, right now,
I still haven't seen Northman, man.
Most people hated it. I loved it. It's not a big sprawling epic Viking movie. I mean, they have a couple of things in there like that, but it's a revenge kind of movie.
Skarsgård, right?
It's Hamlet. It's Hamlet. It's the story of Amleth, which is what Hamlet's based on.
Yep. Exactly.
But less incoherent babbling from a depressed dude and more kill Viking shit.
Exactly. A little bit of Conan the Barbarian thrown in. A little bit. Yeah. And I could that's why I loved it.
Yeah. Herger the Joyful is probably one of my favorite characters of all time. I love listening to that. I love all of his quotes. He's great. Freaking
and the
I cannot lift this.
Between them. Yep.
Grow stronger.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Those are some badass movies, man. 13th Warrior. I had to watch that again. What's his name? Edwin had put out his Viking book, Raid of the White Leopard, and he reminded me to check that out again, and I had to revisit that. I was like, oh, this is a lot different than what I remember. It's probably one of the best Viking movies ever made. Yeah, we got Timothy Olsen, Warrior. Yeah, I love the Shadow. That was something I was going to say. When Alec Baldwin becomes the Shadow, he turns into William Baldwin.
So that's the thing, man. His laugh in that movie,
so good.
Is probably my favorite Shadow laugh. It's fucking bone-chillingly good.
Good, dude.
And I will while I recognize that the Shadow has a lot of problems from a writing standpoint and everything, the opening sequence at the bridge is to this point best entrance of a hero in any movie I've ever seen.
I love his eyes too. This little sparkle that they have, they're all black and then the little ding, little diamonds in his eyes.
The way that they shoot that, the way they frame that up, yeah.
Such a good movie.
Did you know that the backgrounds are all hand painted?
Really? I didn't know that.
They filmed on location, and you can actually tell if you look really hard at the horizon lines, because you can see the edges of the canvas, but they hand painted the 1930s New York streets and buildings and everything on canvas, and they were shooting on location with those in the background and digitally editing it.
So while I got you guys here, we have that movie. During that time, were you guys all about those 90s pulp movies like The Phantom? The
Phantom's a guilty pleasure of mine. I thought Billy Zane was great in it, and I thought that the fight between him and Kabai Sang at the end is really fun.
Yeah.
Rocketeer was great.
Was great.
Dick Tracy is corny, but I love it.
Dick Tracy is fucking badass. Love that one. Like, they're all good. They're all fucking good, and they're made during the 90s, so they didn't really hold back in a lot of ways. They had more balls because it was the 90s. It was go big or go home, you know. And Zorro, I said, with Anthony Hopkins. I thought Anthony Hopkins was
Mask of Zorro.
Oh my god, that movie's dope.
Is phenomenal, and it's on a whole other level. Like it blows my mind because you go back and you read like the reviews and and see the box office return.
Get the fuck out of here!
And you go, what was wrong with people?
Yeah,
this movie is so good.
Like, what kind of crack? I mean, seriously, it was awesome.
Not the crack pack kind of crack, because then you'd be going and watching that movie. I mean, but
that's
the thing. Like,
seconds, you know.
Successful does not mean wealthy, right? And wealthy does not mean good. So like we have to understand the distinction, like what makes money versus what succeeds versus what is actually good. And good, sadly, is often ahead of its time or not appreciated at the time of its release, so it doesn't make that money and it might not even be successful. Bow, indeed.
I like Demon Knight too. That was fun. Did you guys know that From Dusk Till Dawn was going to be part of the Tales from the Crypt?
I had heard something about.
I heard that.
Yeah, it was going to be.
Dusk Till Dawn was a good movie too.
Love that movie.
A lot of fun.
My grandpa, he was a Detroit cop in the 1950s, so he was really into the Shadow, the Phantom. You know, he had the Phantom rings. He gave it to me when he died. He had a Phantom toy, so I seen a lot of these movies with him before he died. So that for me, like these old pulp characters, and he did some shit back in the day. I'll just say that. So my grandpa, he was kind of like a pulp villain in some ways. So I like these movies really have and these books really have a spot in my heart, man. So whenever I see him, I just like get all giddy, you know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Lee Falk's the Phantom is another character I would love to fucking play with. I think he's got such an incredibly rich lore, and really just sky's the limit with what you could do with him. But gotta wait until, because I think he's actually in the public domain internationally, but in the States he is not. It's weird.
A lot of characters
really fucking weird.
A lot of people are like talking about, you know, Conan's coming around the mountain, Batman, Superman's coming around the mountain, and I was thinking, you know, I don't fucking know, man. They're so like, you know, but it's like, it would be kind of cool. We you know, our life, like our time on this earth is pretty short. It would be kind of cool to write one of these badass characters that we like, maybe taking a crack at one of them.
The only big trick with it is just because they're public domain doesn't mean, like, for instance, like the Shadow. The unfortunate thing with the Shadow is, okay, he technically goes into public domain 2027, right? Okay. You want to know what doesn't? You want to know what you still don't get? You don't get the red scarf, and you don't get any of his expressions.
And I don't know if you get the name either. That might remain under copyright too.
Yeah,
depending upon who published last. The character, but the trademark next to the name The Shadow might not expire because of the last book that was released that had him in it.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Who do you guys think would play a good Shadow? Make a movie today. I already know who I want and who I'd cast.
It's not one actor. You do two, and I think that this is something that the Alec Baldwin film did really well, where they used the makeup to make Baldwin look different.
You have
but
to. You have to.
The shadow is supposed to use his abilities to cloud men's minds as part of his disguise. And so Lamont Cranston, Michael Fassbender. The Shadow, Hugo Weaving.
Okay, that could be perfect. What about you, Neff?
No idea.
Okay, you guys ready? Buckle up. Adam Driver.
I don't think that he could pull off the laugh.
I think his nose would work for the scarf.
He would fit the
I could see
shadow.
that.
Look at the voice, dude, in the face.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And he's a fucking Marine dog. Like I'm like, and I don't even like that fool. I seen him in one like NASCAR movie. Like we had one arm. I was like, okay, he's pretty cool. Like
he's a tremendous actor. I think that
he's
like
cool.
If you've seen him in The Last Duel, he does a very good job opposite.
I want to watch that. Yeah.
The
Star Wars movies is just like, but I know he's got a
he's
fucking
even good in those. Those movies suck. He's like the only redeemable quality about them is his performance as Kylo Ren is pretty damn good.
Yeah. And they didn't even really give him a lot to work with either. No. It's like you're an angsty teenager who's mad at his father. Like,
but I'm not the only one that thinks about him like as a shadow. Like as soon as I heard his voice and I saw his face, I was like, dude,
fan cast. I've
seen pretty buff, and I was like,
the person that's brought it up.
Yeah, like he's the shadow for sure.
My only concern is his ability to handle the laugh, because like the laugh is that it's so integral to the character. Like the laugh is the shadow. It's such an important part.
You'd have to go back and listen to some of those, some of the old shows, I like Baldwin's a lot, but some of the old ones, the cackle, like it's scary, dude, straight up. And that's the whole point. You have to scare people when you're the shadow. I think you really have to, as a viewer or a listener or a reader, you have to be a little scared sometimes. Like, ooh, that gave me a little chill,
Yeah.
But yeah, I hear you. I just had to ask you because that's a.
Oh, that's fine. It's something that I've thought about immensely, and like literally lives in my head rent free all day.
I was wondering, so we're on the campaign right now. Do you think we might be able to go over some of the tiers?
Yeah, man.
You guys got some of the fucking coolest tiers of the summer.
Why, thank you.
Any campaign. I mean, dude, you guys got the whole costume, man. If I ain't gonna lie, if I had the money, I would buy all those and I would be JUDEX for Halloween. I would do that. I'd take my kids trick or treating down by the college and yeah, that would be.
I didn't put it on the tier for the full JUDEX because I didn't want to promise that I'd be able to do something that I couldn't. But I did manage to get a hat.
Oh, I mean, hey, you're there. You know what I mean?
So like it fits. It even like sits correctly on the head, holds the mask on. The mask isn't even strapped right now.
Just put the cap on, and you got the piece too, right?
Yep, I do. But
so that's all you need.
The hat completes the look. Yeah. So I was concerned because, like, if you have the mask, the cloak, the gun, you still don't really have the whole thing. You need the hat. So I found the hat.
Gotta have the hat.
Really happy about that because
that's fucking dope, dude.
Completes the look. But anyway, yeah. Let's talk about it real quick. So the featured tier is Fraternité. Now we named the tiers after the French. What is it called? What is it, Odin? It's not the French.
It's Liberté, Égalité, Liberté, Fraternité, Égalité, for liberty, brotherhood, equality.
Yeah. And it's on the coin too. I don't want to call it a motto, but that's kind of what it is.
It is. It's the rallying cry or the motto.
And you can see it right here on the back of the coin, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, on the back of the Justice coin, this is Le Marianne. You get this on the Liberté tier. You get this in a coin capsule. So this is a collectible coin that you get to keep, and as you saw farther down on the page in the art, he gives these coins to his agents, or he passes these coins, in some way. They're significant to him. They're like his calling card. So awesome. With this, you get to join JUDEX in his resistance, which I thought was kind of neat. But the Fraternité tier is like the big featured tier. It's the main book. Yeah. It's the coin. It's the glow-in-the-dark Rich Ayala print, which is like
man,
here.
Rich got down on that piece.
Yeah, he really did. It
This
That would be a cool
incredible.
tat, man. That'd be a cool
Yeah.
tattoo, like right on the arm or on the forearm.
I love the barbed wire that he threw in there.
The
too.
barbed
Just
wire
makes
crown in there is
The crown,
beautiful.
yeah.
Because I told him, I was like, I want a Day of the Dead sort of sugar skull motif, kind of like put your stank on it, you know? And then he threw in
totally.
the roses, the candles, and the barbed wire. And I was like, that's immaculate.
And it's
Right
got
there.
a Phantom of the Opera like feel
Yeah.
to it
Yeah,
as
it
well.
does.
If you look at it and then you look at like the Broadway musicals like poster, it's like it sings like it's so good.
I gotta say too, like totally off topic, real quick. One fucking cool thing about Paris is they have the coolest like Gothic. Like you guys could spin this into like a Gothic like horror thing at any point because they have like the operas. They have Notre Dame.
Notre Dame Cathedral plays a massive part in the second story.
I mean, it's featured in the first story. It's at the very end. It's there's one page right before the ending of the first book. I think it's the second to last page where you see Eiffel Tower's there.
So much cool shit in there.
So then it's the main book, the coin, the rich print. Then it's both variant covers plus the Black Terror crossover comic.
Gotta get it.
Plus a metal mini print of the Black Terror crossover comics cover. So
like I would have to get that.
Everything.
I have to get that one.
That's the one. That's the best deal.
Want. Like because I want all of that.
It's everything. Yeah.
I would feel honestly, like bad, dude, if I didn't get. I'm gonna be honest. Like if I just got the book, I would just be like, damn, dude. I would feel bad.
The book's a good deal too. I mean, you can also do this, which we call the El Guapo after Eric El Guapo, because he hates all of the stretch goals and tchotchkes and everything. And
I love
he just wants an inexpensive book. So it's just the book, no coin, no rich print, no anything, just the book, but free shipping. So with shipping the way that it is right now, most shipping is at least $5. So you're getting the book for $5 basically.
Damn. Yeah. I haven't even heard of that. Damn, you guys are
it's hard to do.
Drinking some new water with that.
Neff blew me away when we were going through and planning the campaign tiers and everything, and Neff was like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Can we do that?" And he goes, "Yeah, we can do it." And I was like,
"Yeah, we shave our margins down to right around 30%, so we make maybe $1.50, $2 off of the books, selling them that low. But I'm not trying to make $25 on a 30-page book. That's kind of crazy. So then we also do have digital, except our digitals are limited to 50 because I wasn't just going to give you a digital comic if I'm if I have a tier where you get free shipping plus the book for 10. I can't rightly sell the digital for like $2, right? So I made a deal with Chris, the CEO over at Global Comics, and he hooked us up with vouchers for 3 months of the paid subscription. So with this $10 tier, you get the download of our book that you can download to your hard drive or to wherever from the Global Comics website, because that's a service that they offer. They sell, digitals and you get to keep them. But you also get 3 months of the website access at the paid level, so you can read 2,700 books or 27,000 books or something that they got on there.
Wow.
They've got contracts with Valiant. They got contracts with AWA, Source Point. I mean, they got a shitload of books on there. Yeah, Humanoids, Heavy Metal, Mad Cave. I just pulled a couple of the names off of their registry there. So you can just read 37,000 books with this $10 tier if you want to read all those books in 3 months, which I think you can do, because digital comics are easy to read. But you also get to keep our digital download. Then there's the Liberté tier, which is the basic $20 that gets you the comic, the Rich Ayala print, and the coin. There is not free shipping on this tier, but we did get shipping down pretty low. I want to say it's like $8, which is
cool.
Which is really good considering shipping prices. And most often than not, you're getting just the book for $10 on other campaigns. Then there's the Egalite, which is the Liberté, but one step up. You get to choose either the Arosa cover or the Rust Leech cover. And if you're going to want both, just get the tier above that, and just get the Fraternité tier because you get so much more.
Right.
And then you get there's the Mask tier, which it's the hand-painted mask and the Liberté tier, plus free shipping on everything. But there's also an add-on. If you were to click on it, it would take you to the add-on section, and you could add on an upgrade to go to the Fraternité tier, which is the tier with both the variants and the crossover comic and the mini print. And that's only $15 extra, because you're getting the $20 tier for free included in the price, right? So we're giving it the upgrade for half price for you. So instead of going from 20 to 50 being 30, it's only going to be 15. I thought I could try and save you guys a little bit of money that way. Then, of course, there's the Revolver, which comes in a collector's box that also has a bracket mounting, so you can mount it on the wall. You can see it right there. There's like the little bracket that goes around it. So you can either put it on your desk or you can mount it on the wall. Also comes with the Liberté, same deal as with the mask. You can upgrade to the Fraternité, and then there's the full JUDEX, which is just everything plus the hat. That's not featured on the tier. The Cape of Midnight.
That's awesome, man.
Which is going to be hand tailored by my wife, Frequency.
Oh, cool. That's badass, man.
Yep, those are the tiers.
I also love the way you set up the page too, just like the layout of the page. I'm a real sucker for that type of stuff. This is the inside of the cloak, right?
Yes, it's the inside of the cloak. It's the inside of Judex's cloak too.
That's cool.
Like in the
story?
comic, we had to take that was a huge pain in the ass. Okay, let me tell you, getting the pattern off the inside of his cloak, which Fabrizio just kind of drew because he liked the fleur-de-lis sort of shape of everything. Yeah. And then getting this to kind of accurately line up, doing the fabric this way. So we actually had to edit the way that it wraps around because it's not actually evenly cut either. So making the graphic was a pain in the butt too, because we only had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it stopped, and you couldn't cut this to make that wrap around. So we had to get very creative with how we copy pasted this to make it as wide as we did, and then of course to do the fabric. But I won't bore you with all of the details of the behind the scenes stuff. But we encountered some tricky shit. We had to be creative to overcome it.
You guys did it, and that's awesome. That's really cool, man. Well, you heard it, folks. You guys got 3 days left, right? You guys are just sitting at about 17 right now, right?
We might extend, probably extend just to give us more time. But the thing is that you can't find us on Indiegogo. We don't show up in Explore. So you go to comics, right? Like you won't find us. If you go to, where is it? Comics. We don't show up in the comics section, right?
We don't show up anywhere.
We don't show up under search either, which is incredibly frustrating because you can't look. There are comic books that have ended right in the search section. Comic books that didn't even meet their funding goal. But where's Type 1?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where's Adam's book that just launched tonight? Where's that? It launched tonight. Where is it? No hate towards Narwhal. I love the guy. This sitting here though. That's good. But where's all of the other comics that we're talking about? Where are they?
Are you guys going to do that Fund My Comic thing?
I'm not sure yet. We don't have a Fund My Comic account. JUDEX. Let's see. Nothing shows up, right? Nothing. No. We get Jupiter. That's the closest thing because there's a J in it.
Oh my god.
I got this. I got this comic. It looks good. It looks really good. But yeah, so it's frustrating because we have no discoverability on the Indiegogo website, which is just kind of a shame. We've been nothing but good to Indiegogo, and they're not helping us get any backers. Everything that we're getting on that website is people that we're bringing there.
Yes.
And Indiegogo's just taking a cut of the money. And it's like, what is the service that I'm paying for? Why am I giving you a cut of my cash? You're not doing anything. So Kickstarter, on the other hand, is, I guess, a lot better in a lot of ways because of their algorithm. So we might try Kickstarter. We have actually a plan of like different stuff to offer there, like different covers.
Different covers.
But, different. We have different covers. We were even thinking about doing like a different crossover story.
Whoa!
There's also let me show you.
That sounds awesome, dude.
Let me show you.
And the thing with Kickstarter, some people put books up there, dude, and they could, they'll pull in like $5,000. You know what I mean? Just by proxy backers and bycatch backers. My buddy Brian done that. Like, I just throw it up on Kickstarter. In like $5,000. But yeah, Fund My Comics, another one. That's the one I'm gonna go on next. I'm going to put out a book in about a year.
I hear a lot of people are having. Is it going to be Butch Cleaver or is it going to be something else?
No, I'm doing Hell War next. It's a Viking bounty hunter book.
That's a cool name. Hell War.
And then me and Brian are doing a book called The Puritanian. It's kind of.
I saw that, and very Solomon Kane-esque.
Yeah, that's Brian's favorite character, but he's not going to be like Solomon Kane. but it is very Kane-esque for sure, in some ways. Obviously,
I mean, from a design standpoint, purely, like obviously I haven't read the character yet, but from a design standpoint, I got a lot of Solomon Kane from that.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna upload something real quick so I can show you the thing that came in yesterday, just kind of as a little teaser, real quick. So vamp for me, Odin, while I do this.
You like Solomon Kane, Odin? You like Solomon Kane at all?
I do like Solomon Kane. Yeah, I'm not as big on him as I am on like the Shadow or the Phantom, but I've read a whole bunch of Solomon Kane books. He's good. Enjoy him.
I'll say this character is the Puritanian. He's Brian's writing it, but he's a character I designed about 10 years ago, and I kind of did a re-up on him. I wanted to switch a couple things up on the costume and the weaponry, but his personality is a lot different. It's gonna be a lot more joy. I'll say the book's gonna be a lot more joyous, but very bloody and black and white.
All right, here you go. Check this out.
Nice.
So these are the internal workings of the gun and stuff. You can see.
Nice.
Odin hasn't seen this yet.
Oh shit! Really?
Oh my god! Is that the action figure?
That's the action figure.
Oh, jeez.
That's the 3D render of the action figure. We had to make sure his legs were long enough because the last iteration that we had of it, the legs weren't long enough. So his waist is actually going to be attaching up under here, and we're looking at making the coat out of a slightly different ABS. That's a little more flexible, so we might actually get like a little bit of a bend to it. We'll see.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Eric and I are going to be printing some stuff this weekend, but I just wanted to show you that, upload that, and
just wanted to show you
like cool details because Odin hadn't even seen it yet. This just came in yesterday.
I'm so happy. That's so cool.
A cool way to end or start the Friday off seeing that. You didn't have no idea about that, huh?
Yeah, he was.
No,
I wanted to get like a test print and surprise him, but I thought I'd share it because
here on
are fun to share with friends.
Share here on Open the Gates, man. That's fucking awesome. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that on the show, man. I gotta know, you guys got a favorite beer or you guys drink it all?
Yeah, I do. Devil's Backbone Vienna Lager.
Ooh, nice. Okay, and that's from Vienna or?
It's a Virginia brew and it's a Vienna style lager.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. And it made me think of the Guillermo movie I got over on the shelf in the garage. What about you, Ned?
I like a lot of different beers. I could be a snob and drink like a Stella, be like an arty fucker. I could drink Modelo because I like Modelo a lot. I like Modelo Especial. Every time we go out to the restaurants and stuff in the summertime, I see Kugel's Summer Shandy, and I've never tried it, and I've always wanted to because it's got just like the goofiest name.
Right, it's gotta be good.
There is a bourbon barrel Allagash.
Oh, I've seen that.
I don't remember the name of who makes it, but it's like almost 20%. It's like 15% to
Per bottle.
20%. It's like it
like
hits
$20
like
bottle,
a truck
right?
because it's straight up bourbon barrel beer.
Yeah.
And
Dude.
it's like it's pretty serious. I really like that. I had I had it in Boston the last time we went up there.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Well, shit, guys, thanks for coming by. Is there anything else you'd like to share or that we haven't talked about the campaign?
No, I think that. Oh well, yeah. Let me show you the stretch goals real quick. They're not that interesting.
Oh, that's fair.
That'd be cool.
They're not that interesting, but
no, I mean
they might.
We unlocked new ones recently, didn't we?
I love stretch goals.
7,500.
I think we did. I don't know if we updated the page though.
Okay.
That could be my bad. I might need to show those stretch goals.
At the end of the day, man, like I love just the book too, but I love my tchotchkes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the stretch goals.
I mean,
like Wapo just wants the book. At the end of the day, I do want the book, but it's like fucking Christmas when you get all that stuff, you know? I haven't even opened my fucking Maverick shit. That thing's fucking heavy. I got a review coming for that too. I already got the beer, everything. Wait till you see the beer I got for that.
I've got the Mavericks box, and when you open that thing up, it's like I felt inadequate. I've been doing this for fucking 4 years at this point, Matt. I've been doing it for 4 years. I opened up the Mavericks box, and I was like, well, I'm
what
nothing.
Do I do now? No, I've seen videos.
Like, there's so much stuff in here. I don't even know.
I can't wait to read the story, man. I'm looking forward to reading that. Because when I like to do my little reviews, but I like to do everything all at once. I like my energy. I like to look at the book and read it and then do like a review, do it all in one take. Boom. Like it's all there, you know?
So
is that
this is the stretch goal that we just unlocked. This is the JUDEX trading card.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
And there is the Ritter von Wotan trading card. That's the other stretch goal that we just unlocked. The pair of these will be coming together.
Oh man,
look
at all the detail in the background. I could sit there for 5 minutes just staring at everything.
Yeah, he did he went all out for this card.
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, that's cool. And then if I pop that off, then I can show you this real quick. Just that's what's already on the page. But it is the neat little map at the bottom that we got for our stretch goals.
Oh yeah. I remember you were talking about his map. It's like his back computer, sort of, kind of.
Yeah. So I showed that with you. So this is the map that it's not the Cassini map, but it is a 17th century map that I found to use. The Cassini map doesn't quite work for this. But we have a Dean James die cut bookmark unlocked so far. So really neat thing is that the slit goes up from the bottom of his cape to his elbow, so that just kind of goes over the page, and that way his
perfect
his gun, and his folded arms stick over the top a little bit. Then there's Skunk Artworks glow in the dark.
Skunk, man, another one. Him and Dean, man, like there's just certain people that are just. A lot of good cats in the scene, man. I just love their art, man. Did Dean did he design the outfit and everything, or I seen some stuff online. I don't know if I don't know. It might have been for this, but
he didn't design anything for JUDEX. He was my my co-creator on the Embrace though. Like
hell yeah.
He designed the Embrace, and yeah, that's my story and. He's bringing it to life. He's doing really good stuff.
Dean's great. And then there's Shea the Red's chibi stickers. You got JUDEX, you got Javert, and you got Ritter von Wotan. And we just unlocked the $7,500 stretch goal, so we'll plop the trading cards on there. And then we've got just a couple more. There will be a glow in the dark light up standee that we're doing.
Ooh, nice.
I thought that would be really neat too, like a JUDEX figure that lights up, that glows.
You know, it'd be cool. It'd be cool.
What?
A JUDEX radio show.
Ooh, that would be cool. I don't think I could do that as an
audio track. You're gonna have to record it though. Neff.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that part because
we
have to do the
we
voice.
do have someone that's
both
the voice.
Actually, both you guys are gonna have to do it. and then maybe
JUDEX crashed our launch stream. He was very
so there is
really?
a JUDEX. there is a
Oh, really?
JUDEX animatronic rig set up, kind of like like the VTube software, like what Buddy uses as the dinosaur, what Piper uses. So we designed one of those, and there is a intro that we were working on, a teaser intro, and it's, I'd say, halfway done because I have the beginning set up, and all we need now is like the JUDEX inflections and the voice lines to go over that in the background, and then we'll
nice.
have that all made. So there is like a JUDEX radio kind of thing that happens.
That's cool, man.
But yeah, it'll be neat.
That's awesome.
He'll be more polite in that recording.
No, man, I love it. I love it when he goes after you. It's great.
He got all of us bad when we were leaving. He was just like bankrupt. Just like, does anyone else want to add anything? JUDEX? Like, I believe all of you would benefit greatly from masks.
Masks.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I was just like, you dick.
He's French. What do you want?
Fair enough.
They're rude.
What about Brotherhood of the Wolf? You guys seen that one?
I have, man. That's a fun movie.
I got that one.
You're like listing off some of the callback films from way back when, man. These are 20-year-old films.
Yeah.
If I were ever to do a live action JUDEX, and Neff knows this because I told him this.
Yep.
Vincent Cassel is who I picture playing JUDEX.
You know what? That was funny. I was gonna wait till the next time you guys came on for JUDEX too, God willing. But I was gonna ask you that, like, who would play? Who played JUDEX?
Vincent Cassel. Like that is like that's like the top of my list. Like
Beast.
Yeah, well, he's got such a distinct voice, and I think that he really would crush the like how his voice goes, like the "Do you hear it too? I wonder," and his inflection and his accent and everything. It would be perfect. I think he'd do a great job.
Yeah, he's good. He's tall and he was great as the Beast. Loved him in Eastern Promises, Black Swan, Brother of the Wolf. He's fucking metal in there. I always do that though now. Like whenever I design a character, I try to cast an actor in there, and then I use that actor for reference when I'm drawing the character. Makes it a little easier on me,
Oh yeah.
And I can
it's
hear
also
the voice.
Great if you can
the lines.
Yeah, exactly. If you can find a character that they play that really kind of has the character you're designing in them, you can pull out that narrative voice. It really is helpful. Yep.
Just line it up. Hell yeah, guys! This was an awesome stream. Thanks for coming on. I'd say one of my favorites. I had a great time with you guys.
Appreciate it.
It was our pleasure to be here, man. Thanks so much.
Hell yeah. Neff, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at @TheGlobalFreak. That's FREQ, like frequency. Or you can find us on our YouTube channel, which is Global Frequency Studios on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Those are the two spots to find us.
And Odin,
or our website. You can check out Mavericks.com. That's the website for Mavericks.
Can people still pick up Mavericks right now from there?
You can order Mavericks,
Nice.
only the basic cover. Everything else right now we actually completely sold out of some of the variants. We're not going to be able to get those out to you, but you can order the basic book. None of the tchotchkes, unfortunately, come with the book.
You had to be there, You had to be there. You
guys got like $150 in value.
You had to be there, but you can get the book. You catch it on the story, and Mavericks 2's coming out. You guys are working on Mavericks 2? Well,
we have Mavericks Operation Vesuvius, which is the if you haven't read the book yet, right?
Nope, I have not.
So I can't spoil it for you, but there
thank you.
There is an operation, there is a mission that takes place sort of simultaneously as the story of Maverick's origins is unfolding, because that is about the team that goes into Ulaanbaatar and their mission, which spans both big volumes of Origins 1 and 2. But that's like a big fight. There is another mission that takes place kind of in between or simultaneously as to what that's going on, and that's what we're doing next. That's Operation Vesuvius, and that one's going to be drawn by Hector Trunick, who's currently doing the Astrobots run at Whatnot for Simon Furman.
dude.
Hell yeah.
Let me tell you, man.
Art's gonna be dope.
I've been getting to see some of Hector's stuff. That will send me it for something. I'm like, dude, that's fucking incredible.
Yeah,
He just sent me the mosaic, the 3-cover mosaic today. It's like,
oh god.
Yeah.
How is it? Neff will talk offline, I'm sure.
And Odin, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at ElysianFields_0, Facebook at 9 Realms Publishing, and on YouTube, you can find my 9 Realms Publishing YouTube channel where I generally do boring history shows that nobody watches. So
I love that stuff. And you got the Embrace 2 coming out probably within this year.
We have the mailing list up. Yeah. I'm starting to build stuff for the campaign here. Very nice. Dean is finishing up Lightbringer, and then he'll be getting to work on the actual Embrace 2 artwork, and then so
hell yeah. And then both you guys got the Field coming out. That sounds like an interesting book. A little breadcrumbs. I've seen some work out there by Preston, one of his best pieces. I'm excited.
I gotta say, I'm super thrilled for what Preston did. We have another variant cover. I don't know if we've shown it off. I don't think we've kept that one offline. I think that we kept that one secret for now, but we'll show you backstage just because friends, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Field is very exciting. Hopefully we'll be able to launch that soon. I don't know if we're gonna get to it in November. We'll see. I don't know if the schedules are gonna line up. I really want to fulfill JUDEX. That's I don't know if it's gauche or not gauche to have a campaign that is closed, right? But hasn't fulfilled while you're running another campaign. I'm still not sure if people are going to dig that, so we might have to sit on our hands launching the Field until JUDEX is fully fulfilled and all of that. I'm not sure.
And I think that might even be the best way to go about it too, because it's like we're trying to get JUDEX fulfilled and everything. We're trying to get and there's more to that than just getting the main book done, because we still have the crossover that needs to get done. There's a lot of moving pieces. So
4th of July, dog. That's what I say. I know it's a ways out, but that'd be a good day.
I'm not opposed.
He's like,
we'll figure that out,
Matt. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, on that note.
On that note.
Right. Well, thanks for coming by, guys. I really do appreciate it. It was a great show. And thanks for everybody showing up in the chat. A lot of involvement. I love you guys. And we'll see you next time. And always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. Bye-bye, guys.